When the cold wind is blowing, any little gaps around the edge of the door can lower the temperature in the house dramatically, so it's important to take care of a draft proofing. Now there are a lot of different types of draft proofing, but this one we've used here is a rubber seal which goes all the way around the edge of the door across the top, and down at the bottom here we've got a double seal threshold strip which has got rubber seals at the bottom to stop any draft coming in and also stop the rain blowing under. And just to finish the job off, here we've got a draft proof letterbox with a rubber seal around the outside and a brush on the inside. And those two things together can save you an awful lot of money on your fuel bills. The real secret to saving money on your heating bills is the control system. And control systems can be very sophisticated, but as a bare minimum you need a timer programmer, a room thermostat and some thermostatic radiator valves. And if you haven't got these, have a word with your central heating installer. With a Worcester Bosch boiler you can be sure that you're getting the maximum efficiency out of your heating. But in order to keep that heat in the building you have to look at the various aspects such as insulation and glazing. Now if you've got a metal framed window with single glazing, that's probably about the worst thing you can have. So it's worth thinking about upgrading that to a double glazed window. Now you can have a metal frame or more likely a wooden frame or a PVCU frame. But the glass now has to be low E glass, which is a special type of glass which allows the sun's rays in, so you get the benefit of heat from the sun, but it stops the heat from the building escaping. Also, modern windows have to have trickle ventilation, which allows a little bit of ventilation into the house to combat condensation and keep things healthy. If you've got radiators against outside walls, heat can be escaping. But if you stick some foil behind the radiators, it reflects the heat back into the room. But you can't just use ordinary cooking foil. This is purpose made for the job and it's got an insulating layer behind it. And if you don't believe this works, just hold the foil up to your face and feel the heat reflected back. It really is quite effective. In an ideal world, you wouldn't really put furniture in front of radiators, but sometimes it can't be helped. But if you do have to do it, just pull the furniture away slightly so you increase the air circulation around the radiator, and that'll make it more efficient. Around 30% of a home's heat is lost through the roof, and that means that loft insulation plays a very important part in energy conservation. Now, if you've got any less than 200 millimeters or 8 inches in your loft, then it's well worth topping it up, because that'll save you money, keep you warmer and help the environment. You know, you can't beat sitting at home on a cold winter's evening feeling nice and warm. But simply by turning that room thermostat down by 1 degree centigrade, you can save up to 10% on your heating bill, and you probably won't even notice the difference. Radiators are very often situated underneath windows. This is to help combat the cold air that you get around a window, and also to help increase the convection. Now, although they're called radiators, very little heat is actually given out by radiation at the front of the radiator. The majority of heat that you get from a radiator is given out through convection. That is by cold air entering at the bottom and hot air coming out the top. And this is greatly improved by these convection fins that you now find at the back of modern radiators. But being under a window can create its own problems. If you've got curtains and you draw the curtains over the radiator, then you're going to kill that convection process stone dead. Now, another problem you can get with curtains is when they cover thermostatic radiator valves. Thermostatic radiator valves rely on a flow of air going past the sensor, and if you cover it up with a curtain, this stops the flow of air, so the sensor won't give you a problem.